Hello, welcome back. This is Shrikant Arji, back to yet another episode on soap series. So today we are going to look at how we are going to make soap at home. So what do we need? I mean, generally, to my knowledge, what you actually need is coconut oil, lye, and water. That's enough for you to make your soap. Today we are going to add some other ingredients along with oil and lye, some other extracts. So just to make for that feel good factor. So generally, for people who already know about soap making process, they have this ratio. 1 cup, 2.5 cups, and 6.5 cups, which is 1 cup of lye, 2.5 cups of water, and 6.5 cups of oil. That's pure coconut oil. So this is a method which is being followed by many people, and because this method is being followed by many people, most of them have encountered failures. What kind of failures? I know this method works really good. There are people who have been making soap brands in that process and been marketing it outside, which is working fine. It's all good because I've not been using soap for the last 10 years, but every time I visit different cities, towns or villages, people come and they give me a sample of soap. So they ask me to use it for once and give them a feedback. So I used to use that soap for a while and for a couple of days or weeks and then give them a feedback. So in my experience, I see that although it foams well, the soap doesn't last longer. It melts too fast, number one. Number two, while holding the soap, I don't feel the grip of it. It is so soft. It is not as hard as the soap should be. So the reason why that happens, I didn't know about it until I met Mr. Manivannan. So he explained me the right method of making soap. The process, the 1 cup, 2.5 cup, 6.5 cup process is not, I'm not going to say that it is wrong, but I'm telling you that it is not suitable for soap making. Why not suitable? Because the soap melts faster, number two, and it is too soft, it is not very hard. And the amount of time that is taken for curing is too long. So why most people who wanted to, with a lot of enthusiasm, they would have understood the soap making process and they would have started making soap at home. Boom, they'll make the soap is ready, but they would not do anything with that soap because that will be lying in that shelf for about 45 days. Some people cure it for 50 days, and that's where most people who are trying to practice self-sustainable lifestyle fail in making a soap. And most people I know personally, they have given up making soap at home. So today we are going to talk about the right method, the right ratio, the accurate ratio of making the soap, right? So all those people who have been making that 1 cup of lye, 2.5 cups of water, and 6.5 cup oil, it still works good. It is good. I'm not saying that it is bad. It's a wrong ratio. It is still good. But if you're making it at home for home use, but it will not last longer. You will have to wait longer, okay, for that soap for you to get your hands on soap. But what if you have no time, less time, you need to get that soap, and you have a customer waiting who's placed an order, you need to get it by next week, and how do you manage, right? So here is a simple process where you would minimize the amount of lye which goes into the soap, right? Now having said that, many of us while watching this video would have got that question, that what gets into this coconut oil soap. So we are talking about oil, yes. Agreed, it's good, natural, pure oil, good, right? So what is the other ingredient? Water, which is also fine. Now, we spoke about the third ingredient, lye. Now, there are different types of lye. You have lye you can derive from wood ash, you can derive lye from, river silt, from lake beds. You can derive lye from there. Or the simpler method is making use of caustic soda, isn't it? Sodium hydroxide, which is a chemical again, but it is it is not as harmful as we know in a soap making process. Because when you add caustic soda to water and you dilute it, 80% of its strength is gone and only 20% of it is left. So which is why people cure it for 45 days. For that 20% of efficacy of that caustic soda to evaporate. So that is the time which is taken, and that's the time they give, that's the duration that they give for that for it to lose its efficacy. Otherwise, when you use the soap directly after making, you might, some people might sense irritation, inflammation on the skin. So to avoid that, we cure the soap for 45 to 50 days. Now in this method, what we are doing is, we are not making use of lye so much. So we have reduced the quantity, reduced the amount of lye which gets into your soap. Now the basic function, the fundamental function of the lye is to harden coconut oil. That's all. That's all its job is. So to harden oil, if you use a little lye, that is more than sufficient. So when you use such a kind of a process, the duration, the curing duration is reduced. You don't have to wait for 45 days or 50 days. You can just wait for 8 days. On the 9th day, you can start using it. We have tested, I have tested his method of, making soaps. He's made soaps and he's given to me. We waited for 8 days and I have put it on my body quite recently and I checked. It doesn't cause any irritation. And yeah, we're going to give you more information about that.